Hey guys, I just realized something, and this is probably going to be posted before the actual video starts, so yeah. I didn't do one part of the thing. Don't know if it's done. Okay, good. This camera hates me right now. But yeah, I forgot to do one thing on the list, and that was to find something on my bookshelf that is not a book, and as you can see I have plenty of things on here. So I'm just going to quickly choose something, and then we can move right on with the video. So, herp-a-derp, as you can see, my movie collection, oh, my jewelry box. Let's go with let's go with the Phantom Mask because it's fairly obvious. And it's also on top of my copy of Phantom of the Opera. Amazing. And alright, let's get on with the video. Hey everyone, Christina D here, and I'm going to be doing something a little different, as you can see. New background for a little bit, and also a different camera. I'm going back to using my little HD camera. So, yeah, I'm right now sitting on the floor, or kneeling on the floor, and as you can see, bookshelf behind me. Well, bookshelves, technically, and that's because I'm going to be doing the bookshelf scavenger hunt by Sarah from the YouTube channel, The Library of Sarah. I will put a link to her original video and her, okay, maybe I'll put a link to both the video and the channel. Yeah, that'd be smart. That would be smart. Great, I was going to say I was going to do that anyway, but I guess I ended up saying something different instead. But either way, you get the idea. So, yeah, she came up with this awesome tag. A lot of people have been doing it, and I thought it would be an interesting thing to just give it a shot, because you shouldn't necessarily have to be tagged to be able to do this. So if you guys want to do this too, go ahead. So yeah, I have everything written down. So it may not sound exactly the same, but I have it on my computer, so I will also copy and paste what to look for into the description. So yeah, starting out, we have find an author's name or a title with the letter Z in it. And I chose The Godfather by Mario Puzo. As you can see, an old copy, but that's because I have antique shops nearby, at least a county over, and I like checking out the book sections there, so yeah, got myself a copy. Next up is find a classic, and a lot of people were choosing Jane Austen pieces and collections of her stories. And granted, I do have Pride and Prejudice, but I decided to deviate from this a little and go for The Scarlet Letter, also another book that I picked up at the antique shop, but this was mainly because I didn't get to finish reading it, because I moved to Virginia in, like, halfway through, like, the last few weeks of sophomore year. So, we were literally just starting this book when I was back in Jersey, so never got to finish it. Next up is find a book with a key on it. This one took me a while, and it's like, I know I have a book with a key on it, but knowing me, it's probably in one of the many bins in the attic. So I was literally close to almost having to skip this one, but on the cover of the manga Matrix, her earring is a key. So there you go, book with a key on it, the manga Matrix. Hells yeah. And this next one, the oldest book on your shelf, I wasn't completely clear on that one. So I'm not sure which one is my oldest book that I've had, or the oldest as far as publication goes. And you can't exactly go by the look of the book, because a lot of even the older looking books aren't exactly the oldest books. So I went with the oldest story that I have, and that would be Gilgamesh, which is something I actually got for high school. So yeah, well, back when I was in my senior year. Got Gilgamesh. Awesome. Next we have find a book with a girl on the cover. And I went with Nancy Drew, The Clue in the Old Album. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of Nancy Drew books. My first one was actually Nancy Drew and The Haunted Bridge. Was actually my first, I'll say, real book, because granted at the time I was in elementary school and I was reading a lot of Goosebumps, so yeah. I consider this my first actual book. And wow, lighting changing a lot. I'm looking blue on the camera screen. Wow. Oh, weather and having a window right there. Fun. But yeah. I love the series. I'm sure anyone else will too. So, we don't have Nancy Drew. We got find a book that has an animal in it. Well, this one has multiple animals, and you guys are probably going to kick me if this is not how it's supposed to be said, but it's F.U. Penguin. It's essentially like a book version of Tumblr, but with a lot of cute animal pictures and funny quotes and things to go with it, along with some fun facts. So, yeah. Let's see. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to see if I can find an interesting one to give you an example, because, well, I'm not going to be going into details about a lot of these books. I'm just, if I have something to say, I will. So, let's see. Trying to find a good one, and just like, like this one, the little bunny. Come on, how is that not adorable? How? So yeah. Next we got find a book with a male protagonist, and while I could have gone for the prequel series, I ended up going for Cirque du Freak. So, granted, I could have gone for the prequel series, which I have actually started reading, unlike this one, where it's just like I skimmed it for a review of the movie. I was going to do like a little comparison and things, but it's just like, I haven't gotten along to that yet, so I'm just going to go with this. I have read the first book, and I've started reading the second book for the prequel series, which is the Saga of Larkin Crepsley. And so far I love it. I was about to say like it. I loved the first book. But yeah. If you want to check it out, go ahead. Darren Shan books are very interesting. So moving on, we got find a book with only words on the cover, and I went for Cut, because it's one of my few books with words on the cover. Yeah, well, just words on the cover for the most part. If you don't count the lines. Yeah. Especially if you check the background, as you can just barely see. And oh, this next one is so much fun. Find a book with illustrations in it. Well, originally I was going to go with Nancy Drew, but I decided to go with Leviathan because it has some amazingly these are amazingly detailed and beautiful illustrations. I'm trying to find one that would do is like just seriously. It's like they're all amazing, and I just can't choose one. So, let's just find a random one to show you guys. No, I want one with a lot going on. No, let's just go with this one. It's like, yeah, that is amazing. The whole entire book is full of amazing illustrations like that, and I just love it to death. I can't wait to start reading it, and just the detail, the amount of detail that's in these pictures is amazing. So, yeah, that's my choice right there. Let's see, where was I? Oh, find a book with gold lettering, and I went with The Alchemist's Daughter. And, yeah, a bad choice, because I don't want to go into too much detail. I don't want to bore you guys to death. So, next up is... Oh yeah, find a diary, true or fictional. And while I could have gone for mine, which I wouldn't have gone into detail on anyway, I ended up going for Dracula, which is written in diary format. So, yeah. There's that choice. Let's see. Find a book with... I can't read. Well, find a book written... I was about to say with, but it's written. Well, find a book written by someone with a common name like Smith. Well, I decided to go for Dark Shadows, the Salem Branch, written by Lara Parker. Parker's a common name, right? I think so, yeah. Fairly common name. That's the thing, when you have it's like, when you're like me and you have one of the weirdest last names ever because it's Dutch, any other name sounds common. Yeah. So, yeah, going for this one, because Parker's a fairly common name, I think. Let's see, moving on, next up would be find a book with a close-up of something on it, and I went for Speak, because close-up of a face. Yeah. The eyes and nose. And obviously, I have basically beaten this one to death. Well, this one, I could have gone for one of my many, well, okay, maybe not many books of mythology and just mythological legends and all of that fun stuff. But I want something that was actually written in a period, an early time period, because I can't speak for crap today, so you're just going to go with me on the grammar here. So, yeah. This next one was to find a book. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Written. So I find a book on your shelf that takes place in the earliest time period, and I went with Les Mis, which I picked up a long time ago. Maybe not exactly a long time ago, like a year or two ago. So, yeah. I hate to sound like a hipster, but I had this long before the movie came out. At least the recent movie. Yeah. And moving on. Oh, I gotta love the sound of a hardcover book. Yeah, hardcover books. They're fun. Expensive, though. So, yeah. Find a hardcover book without a jacket. I think this one came with a jacket originally. I'm pretty sure it did. I'm pretty sure I also lost the jacket. So, yeah, this is the World Treasury of Science Fiction. So, yeah, it's a bunch of different just stories and everything. As you can tell, it's a relatively heavy book. Oh, God. Losing grip. Okay, next up is find a teal or turquoise colored book. This one took me a while to find one that was relatively solid colored, so it was just like, I went with Demon Diary. So yeah, I went with a manga. It's actually a very good little collection of stories. It's not just like one story, but they're all fairly serious. I mean, there is some humor in, especially the first story, but oh man, I like this a lot. I've had this for a few years. So yeah, I got this with my copy of Van Von Hunter too, which is awesome because they have zombies that eat brownies. Well, easiest way to stop the zombie apocalypse: throw brownies at them. Well, but yeah, Demon Diary, definitely a good one. Although Van Von Hunter's the one with the zombies eating brownies, so you can check out Van Von Hunter for that one. And time for the last two books on the list. And the next one would be find a book with stars on it. And I went with Ender's Game. Yeah. Granted, I started reading Ender's Shadow first because I got that one first. And I got that years ago. But, yeah, Ender's Game, as you can see, space. But what better way to get it? I mean, I was originally going to use a textbook, so be glad I didn't do that. And the last book is find a non-YA book. Well, this one is relatively easy for me since a good portion of my books aren't YA. So I decided to go with A Clockwork Orange, which is actually something I picked up in middle school because I was a rather awkward preteen and was into all the horror movie stuff beforehand. So I saw the movie first in middle school. Yeah, not lying, I did. It's amazing what you can get at Suncoast. Well, but yeah. Actually, I didn't get it at Suncoast. I got Tales from the Crypt at Suncoast. I got the movie for Clockwork Orange at Target. That's what it was. Yeah, for like $5. Target's amazing sometimes. But since I knew it was based on the book, I decided to get the book, and this is at the time, this was the newer version of the American copy, because the original American copy is what the movie was based on, and it was missing the last part, which was basically everything after Alex DeLarge's recovery. So, yeah. This is a very awesome book, and for me, it was relatively easy to pick up on the lingo, so I'm not sure if you guys will pick up on the lingo that quickly, because it has some interesting words in here. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys will not be able to figure it out right till... Well, okay, maybe a good portion of you will. When you think of all the words in context, it'll make sense. I mean, granted, I think there was a whole dictionary of the lingo somewhere online, because I remember looking it up too, out of curiosity. There was a whole entire thing. I think it's called NADSTAT or something. NADSTAT? Something like that. But, yeah. It shouldn't be too hard for you guys to figure out. But, yeah, that would be my list. I will put a link to the original video by Sarah in the description below. I will put a link to her channel as well, and the list of things to look up. So yeah, that was my video for the bookshelf scavenger hunt. You guys can do this too if you would like. You don't necessarily have to tag people, even though it is technically a tag video, but you guys can do this if you want. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. See ya.